In today's segment, I'll demonstrate the fitted sleeve sloper. Before we begin with our sleeve sloper, we need to take some measurements. You'll need the length and circumference of the following measurements: the bicep, elbow, and wrist, the depth between the cap to bicep, bicep to elbow, and elbow to wrist. You'll also need the underseam measurement, which is your side seam. Remember, we went through that when we were drafting the bodice. I've included a worksheet which is linked below this video on my website. Cut the paper lengthwise approximately 16 by 28 inches and fold in half. Draft the pattern with the fold facing towards yourself. Come down 1 inch, extend a line out, and label it top of cap. From the top of the cap, measure down the depth of the cap and place a dot. Use half of the bicep measurement and extend a line from the dot. Label bicep line. From the top of the cap, use half of the underarm length minus 1.5 inches and place a dot. Using half of the elbow measurement, extend a line, place a dot, and label it elbow line. From the dot at the end of the elbow line, measure down the depth of the dart and dot. Please refer to the chart below for your corresponding measurement. Now, completely open up your draft. Fold the dart intake at the elbow line and pin. What you'll notice is that the pattern paper is shifting the center fold line below the elbow because of the dart overlay. However, the upper part of the sleeve sloper remains the same. Add broken lines to the old fold line and crease the new center fold line from the elbow down towards the wrist and label new. Using the bicep to wrist measurement plus ½ inch for ease, place a dot. From the new center fold line, use half of the wrist measurement, extend a line out, dot, and label wrist. Connect the wrist line dot to the bicep and continue to the top edge of the paper. Please note the elbow line may change, but this will not affect the fit of the sleeve. To develop the sleeve cap, crease the upper section of the sleeve in quarters by matching the upper portion and the center fold of the sleeve to the underarm. Darken the fold line with a pencil. To shape the cap sleeve, measure up from the bicep crease line half of the cap height plus 3/4 inch and place a dot. Measure in 1 inch from the underarm bicep line and place a dot. Use a ruler and connect the dots with a broken line. Measure in 1/4 inch from the center fold cap line and dot. Use a ruler and connect the cap line and crease line dot with a broken line. Come in 1/4 inch from the bicep underseam and place a dot. Please take note of the placement of the French curve ruler at the cap and underarm before drawing in the curve. With the draft folded, trace the underarm bicep and elbow line seams through the opposite side. Cut the paper away only at the armhole and wrist line. Open draft and pencil in the trace bicep and elbow line. The old fold line will represent the grain line. Close the dart inlay, add 1/2 inch to the underseam, and cut away. To shape the front sleeve armhole for a proper fit, measure in 1/4 inch between the crease line and the armhole intersection. Use the French curve ruler to draft in the new line. Cut away, making sure to keep the 1/2 inch on the back underarm seam. Close the dart inlay and pin. With the blank side of the draft facing you, fold the upper back section of the sleeve, matching the underarm to the center crease line. Crease to the elbow line and pin. Check to make sure the bicep and elbow lines match. If not, make the necessary corrections. Draw a lower dart line to 1/8 inch from the crease line. Both the sleeve and the bodice armholes should have a balanced curve. Just in case you have a difficult time understanding the terminology, I'm going to show you a set of commercial patterns. Pay attention to how the underarm seams of the bodice and the sleeve match perfectly. To make the corrections, you'll pin the sleeve to the bodice. Eliminate the excess with a pencil. Use the French curve ruler to smooth out the new curve. And carefully cut away the excess. Add the matching cross marks for the bodice and the sleeve sloper. If you encounter fitting issues after the sleeve is placed onto your bodice, you may do the following. To increase the cap size, start at the top of the sleeve and cut through the center of the sleeve, across the bicep line, but not through the underseams. Pin the draft onto a new piece of pattern paper with the established grain line, and that's the red line down the center of the paper. Trace the pattern paper out, making sure to include the cross marks, and then cut away. Thank you again for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.